What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a great day today. Welcome back to the Holden Gaming channel, your place for Star Wars content of all shapes and sizes. I hope you guys enjoy today's video. We are going to be going through the best heroes and villains for HvV. We're going to rank them from worst to best. I did this a while ago just with Supremacy and Galactic Assault ranking them, but this ranking is a little different because HvV is a much different mode. You're just facing, other heroes versus trying to take out, lots of infantry. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a different ranking, and I hope you guys enjoy. Coming in the last spot, we are going worst to best, of course, is BB9E, definitely the least of the BB units. Really, just the problem with BB9E is, unlike BB8, even though BB8 does not do a lot of damage with his primary weapon, which is his, stunner, and BB9E's stunner is pretty much the same. The reason BB8 is higher is because, one, he can hit people through their block with his, basically headbutt ability, which is really just a shoulder charge, but not as good because he can't go as far. But since he can hit people through their block, and that's a decent ability that does quite a bit of damage, and then, of course, BB-8's middle ability, which can absolutely destroy in the right situation if you get behind the enemy and they don't really know you're there against heroes. I had one time where I took out 4 heroes with that ability. With BB9E, his middle ability, the damage for it is not good at all. It throws people away, so if you're playing on, Bespin, you might be able to get some ledge kills with that. But really, his only other abilities is a scanner and then the smoke. And that's really it. BB9E, really, if you see a BB9E and you're, a hero, you're never really scared unless you're 3 HP. So that's why BB9E comes in last. He really just doesn't have anything that can put, heroes away unless he ledge kills them, and that's only on a couple maps. So that's why BB9E comes in last place. Coming in next, we have Chewbacca. Now, the thing about Chewbacca is he does have a very good middle ability. His middle ability can do very well. But it's just with Chewbacca, his main blaster just isn't that great. It just isn't that good. We go from Chewbacca in Battlefront 1, who's an absolute specimen that can fire 8 bullets at once. And then we have this Chewbacca who can fire 1 bullet, and it is not that good. That's really the only thing. Just he has okay abilities. He's got a stunner grenade that's pretty good. What I'm saying is, you can do well as Chewbacca in HvV. It's just there's so many other heroes that I, like better. And of course, this is really just my personal opinion. I never really played Chewbacca in any game mode, but he's got his ground slam is all right for knocking knocking heroes over. It doesn't do a ton of damage. His stunner is all right. Normally people do the stunner and then the ground slam combo. His middle ability is definitely your best shot at taking out heroes and stuff, but he's just not that great because his main blaster is kind of subpar. The fire rate is not that good. It doesn't overheat, which is a plus, but it just doesn't really fire quick enough and do enough damage for it really to be that good. Really, once a lightsaber person gets close to Chewie, it's kind of a GG because as Chewbacca, you can't do enough damage unless you have one of your abilities ready. Coming in after Chewbacca, we have Finn. Now, Finn is really good in Galactic Assault because he can heal teammates. He's also good in HvV because he can heal teammates. He's more of a support hero. But he's just not that great. His health is pretty bad unless he's healed. His one ability with his pistol is pretty bad. His Deadeye ability is pretty good, definitely, but again, with Finn, once a hero gets close to you, you're kind of done. He doesn't really have an ability. At least Chewbacca and Lando and people like that have a stunner so that they can kind of create some distance or do some damage when people get close. But Finn just really doesn't have that. Your only defense is just to roll. And with Finn's health, he doesn't have much of it. So it doesn't take that many hits to take you out unless you're healed. The reason he's above Chewbacca is because of his Deadeye and just his rifle, period. He does really good damage. I really like his rifle. Of course, the gun he uses is the EL-16 HvV, which is not the last blaster, the 4th blaster you unlock for Assault, and I use that all the time, so I'm probably a little bit partial to Finn. But yeah, he's above Chewbacca because of his blaster, but again, he's just not that great. Coming in after Finn, we have Yoda. Yoda is by far the worst lightsaber hero, in my opinion. He just, because his block is kind of weird, I feel like it's kind of hard to parry people with Yoda. Maybe that's just me. But Yoda just doesn't have great health. He can heal, which is a plus, and he does have an ability. He's got the one dash ability that can hit people through their block, but like his force push isn't that good in HvV because it doesn't really build up unless you're facing a Palpatine. Like normally with Yoda, he's all right against infantry because if you shoot Yoda while he's blocking, his force push can go farther and farther. But in HvV, that never really is the case, and it's just not that great of an ability in HvV. And he just doesn't do great damage. It's just when you see a Yoda normally in HvV, you're not really that worried. He's just not a scary person to face. If you dodge his dash attacks, which go through blocks, all you really got to do is dodge them and then hit him as he's like on the back end of that dash. So just isn't really that great. He's all right. You can do good as him, but it's just kind of more. You would do a lot better with other lightsaber people. Coming in after Yoda, we have Bossk. Kind of feel bad for Bossk because I play a lot of Battlefront 1, and Bossk is so overpowered in Battlefront 1, and then in this game, it's like he lost his arms and just can't do anything. He's got good abilities. The thing about Bossk, he has fantastic abilities. Without abilities, he is literally a free kill. The only reason he's this high is because of his abilities. If you face a Bossk, if you're like, let's say you're Obi-Wan, and you mind trick Bossk. He can't use his abilities. His blaster is not good at all unless you're sniping. So once someone gets close to you as Bossk, you're done. If you don't have abilities, you are a free kill. They're just gonna continue to hit you, and you can't get away. His jump is not good anymore. He'll just get whacked out of the air no matter what. So he can be decent if you like have your mines around you and kind of bait heroes to like come after you, and then they just walk into the mines and get annihilated. That's very fun, and I've done that many times. His Dioxis is all right. It's better against infantry because you can throw it into choke points, and there really aren't choke points in HvV. So his Dioxis, I don't want to say it's useless, but it's really not that good. His Predator Instincts, his grenades, they are pretty good, and they can do very well against lightsaber people because they can't block them. But really, the only reason he's this low on as far as stuff like that is his blaster is just subpar. Coming in after Bossk, we have BB-8. Already touched on BB-8, but he's this high. Even though he doesn't do a lot of damage with his stunner, he does a lot of damage with his middle ability, of course, and he does hit people through their block with his shoulder charge, and if they're not blocking, it does knock them over. So that's good to get someone kind of off you, and you can kind of escape. The thing is, without those abilities, he's really not someone scary to go up against. He's kind of just annoying. Really, the only way BB-8 is going to get kills is if maybe he hits someone through their block with that shoulder charge, or if he gets behind lightsaber people with his middle ability. Even his middle ability, though, if you just run into a bunch of villains with the middle ability, they're just going to literally just beat you to death, and you're going to die. Because when he's doing that middle ability, he can't dodge lightsaber attacks or block them or anything, so he's just, defenseless. He does have reduced damage, but it's just really not enough when you're facing multiple villains. Coming in after BB-8, we have Lando. Lando is this high because his frickin' stunner is so incredibly overpowered, and it stuns you for like 3 hours. Like, you're just stuck there for so long. I'm not sure who thought it was a good idea to have the stunner be around for this long, but if you throw that thing down and you stun someone that's like right in front of you, you can just aim at their head and fire for like so long before they can do anything. That's really the reason Lando's this high. His middle ability, the lock-on, is pretty good, but it's better against infantry because infantry can't block it. Really, all you have to do against Lando is you can literally just block that attack and you're fine. So the middle ability, it's good, but it's very easily countered. And his smoke grenade is useless, essentially, so He's got an okay blaster. He's got decent health. He can have 800 health, which is really good. But it's really that stunner that makes Lando an HvV. The stunner, really for him, the middle ability is good against infantry, and then he's got that stunner that's really good against heroes. Really no point to use it against infantry because you can just shoot them because they don't have that much health. Moving in after Lando, we have Boba Fett. Boba Fett is the most cancerous person in this video game, pretty much. Really, he's this high because if you're a lightsaber person, good luck getting this man because he can just fly away. Literally. You can just fly around. It's like almost impossible to kill him unless you like pull him as Anakin or something like that, or you're a blaster person. His abilities are okay. Like, he's got a decent blaster. His rocket barrage was nerfed a while ago, so it's okay. It's not near what it was. His middle ability allows him to, not, his jetpack refuels, and you can fly the whole time you have that ability. And it, shows people on the map. I mean, it's not that great. I really only use it when I'm playing Boba so I can fly for, that whole duration of time. And then his other ability disables blasters and, blinds the enemy. His abilities are kind of okay, kind of subpar in all honesty, but he can, he's super slippery and super hard to kill. So that's why Boba comes in that spot. Coming in after Boba, we have Rey. Really the reason Rey is this low is Rey is a lot better against infantry than she is against heroes, in my opinion. Like, again, we're getting into some really decent heroes right now, so I'm not saying Rey is bad and whatsoever. She's just kind of in the middle against heroes. Her dash ability is pretty good because if you knock someone over with that, you can get in like quite a few hits before they can really do anything. Definitely her best ability. Her mind trick, it's good, but like decent players will know how to counter that. You really can just kind of dodge around and block. So if you have brain cells and you're not like super low HP, it's really not a problem. And then her insight ability, it shows where the enemy is, but in HvV, it's not that, not that good at all. Decent lightsaber damage. She's got the default health, 750. Yeah, Rey's just kind of a middle-of-the-road hero for HvV. You can do very good as her if you're a good player, but she's not crazy like a Vader or an Anakin, someone like that. Coming in after Rey, we have Iden Versio. Iden Versio is this high for two reasons. Her stunner, and she can fire her TL50 secondary fire that hits through blocks. That is literally the only reason. Her shield is useless unless you're fighting a blaster person. Her pulse cannon, really don't use it at all in HvV. There's no point to use it. It's good against infantry for sniping, but you're really not going to be sniping heroes, So yeah, she's this high because she can hit through blocks with secondary fire. Her normal blaster is pretty good. You can melt people when you stun them with her droid. And yeah, so when people get close to Iden, she can stun them. If she can't stun them, she's dead essentially without her stunner, which is why she's not higher. But yeah, decent blaster. She can hit through blocks and she can stun. So that's why Iden's where she is. Coming in after Iden, we have Darth Maul. Darth Maul, this is tough because I love playing Darth Maul. And again, he is a very, very decent villain. The problem is he doesn't have great HP. He only has 700 health and he cannot heal. He cannot block for very long. Like, he doesn't have a ton of blocking stamina. He's got decent abilities. He's got his lightsaber throw, which you will basically hit people on the back end pretty much every time unless they dodge out of the way. Really like that ability. He's got the choke throw, which is really good for ledge killing enemies or just kind of getting them off you. And then he's got the dash attack. Again, he's got pretty good abilities. Pretty good attacking stamina. Not fantastic blocking stamina, but he's really only this low because his health is just not that good. That's really the only reason. But wearing the old master skin, he looks super cool, and Maul is just an awesome villain. So coming in after Maul, we have Phasma. Now, Phasma is terrible in Supremacy and Galactic Assault, but she can be really toxic but really good in HvV. With a coordinated team, you put down Phasma's droid, which of course stuns anyone within that radius. She can annihilate lightsaber heroes if she has a coordinated team. That's really why Phasma is this high. Like, if you have, like, all 4 people in a party and one of them plays Phasma, you are not going to beat them unless you maybe all play, if you all play Blaster, Blaster heroes. So yeah, that's why Phasma is in that position. Coming in after Phasma, we have Anakin. Anakin has really good abilities. He's, of course, got the really good, pull dominance and heroic might combo, which does a lot of damage. He's got his passionate strike, which hits through blocks. He's got really good health, and he's got really good lightsaber damage. The only reason Anakin is not higher is he does not have much stamina. Anakin can only block Palpatine for like 3 seconds maximum. He just doesn't have great stamina. He's got good damage, good health, good abilities, very good abilities in my opinion. But the only reason, his one flaw, is stamina. Coming in after Anakin, we have Luke. Luke, again, really good abilities. He's got the Force Push, fantastic. 1, just for doing damage, and 2, for ledge killing. He's got his rush attack, which doesn't hit through blocks, but he's got the really good combo of the rush attack and then the force repulse. Really good abilities. He's got the 750 health, which is pretty good. He's got decent damage. He doesn't have anything crazy, like he can't heal. He's got pretty good abilities, but he's just like a really good hero, but he's not like an overpowered hero, if you know what I mean. I use Luke all the time. He's probably my go-to. Yeah, that's why he's this high. He just doesn't have anything that's like a crazy good ability or, something overpowered. Coming in after Luke, we have Leia. Leia is above Luke because her E11 is like one of the most overpowered things in this game. She can throw 3 thermal detonators, which of course hit people through their block, which is really good. Her E11 does an insane amount of damage. She's not higher because she doesn't have great health. She can't heal. The only way she can heal is her shield. She can put down her shield and gain health back, which is good, but you're not really going to be able to use that too much in HvV because you're really constantly fighting in HvV, and plus, a shield is useless against lightsaber people and against, like, Palpatine. So, really no reason to use the shield in HvV, but she's that high because her pistol, pretty good. Really no point using her alternate fire. I mean, it can hit through blocks, I just don't really use it that much. Her E11 is super overpowered, and her thermal detonators are very good. That's why Leia's in that position. Coming in after Leia, we have Kylo. We are getting into really good heroes now. Kylo has fantastic abilities. He's got the pull, which is really good if someone's trying to get away from you or you want to get someone close without having to take the damage, closing the distance. He's got the freeze ability, which is really good. Once you freeze someone and hit him from behind, you can do major damage. And then he's got the frenzy, which launches him towards the enemy, and it hits people through their block and does a crazy amount of damage. He's got, the normal health, normal damage, but he's this high because of his abilities. Coming in after Kylo, we have Grievous. Grievous is this high because of 2 things, well, really 3. Claw Rush, lightsaber damage, and health. So Grievous doesn't have a lot of blocking stamina at all, but he does a ton of damage with his lightsaber. He's got very good abilities against heroes, and he has good health. His Claw Rush is very good for either getting away or just kind of getting someone off you because it does knock people over and do pretty good damage. He's got I forget what it's called, but he takes out the 4 lightsabers and lunges towards the enemy. That's really good for closing the distance, but you can get parried doing that, so you need to be careful. And then he's got Unrelenting Advance, which is really good. If you got 4 people spamming you, you can bring that out, and if they keep trying to spam you, you will annihilate them. So that's why Grievous is that high. Next, we have Count Dooku. Now, Count Dooku placed really low in my ranking a while ago because we were doing it against infantry. But Dooku, not very good against infantry at all because he doesn't have great abilities against them, but he is very, very good against heroes. I have both the cards for his, what is it? It's his middle ability. His middle ability does a ridiculous amount of damage. It, does a ton of damage. He swings 2 times faster. Duelist. So I have both the Duelist cards. You can 3-hit people. Literally, 3-hit heroes. It's ridiculous. He's got great stamina. You can annihilate people with Duelist. His lightning is good. If you got people spamming you, it can kind of knock them over and get them off you. His right ability, really no need to use it pretty much, but he's got the normal health. He's this high because he does so much damage with his Duelist. Coming in after Dooku, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan is this high because of his stamina. He's got the normal amount of health, but he has really good health regeneration, and he's got an insane amount of stamina. You could have 4 people spam swinging you, and you could still block them for a while. His force push is pretty good. Good for either A, sniping people, because you have the right cards, you can literally snipe people, or just kind of getting people off you. Really no point in using his defensive rush. It's really good against infantry, but it's not great in HvV. And then his, I would say his mind trick is a decent ability. You know, people can't do abilities against you, but it's not crazy. He's really just here because he's fantastic defending against other villains. Coming in after Kenobi, we have Palpatine. Palpatine is my personal favorite. He's up here. He has 700 health and he can't heal, so he's not great in that regard. But he's got really good abilities with his chain lightning and his freeze, and he's just so slippery. He can, of course, constantly be dodging to any direction, and if he dodges forward, he goes really far because he does the spin. I just love playing Palpatine. It's really hard to kill a Palpatine as a lightsaber person or as a blaster person. If you know how to play Palpatine, you can absolutely destroy. And then coming in at the number 1 spot, really no surprise here. He was number 1 in the other ranking as well because he's absolutely ridiculous. We have Darth Vader. Darth Vader's this high because he can have 1,150 health with damage reduction. He's got really good abilities with his lightsaber throw, his choke, and his healing ability. I mean, he's just a tank. It takes so long to kill him. Like, if you're facing a Vader who knows what he's doing, and he activates that focused rage, which gives him 1,150 health and damage reduction and stamina reduction, like, it's pretty much impossible to kill him. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm going to be doing more videos like this, trying to, make some videos that get more views, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.